Hey guys, this is Mr. Breen, and in this video I'll be talking about monopolistic competition. Monopolistic competition has four characteristics. First, there are many firms, and second, there are low barriers to entry. So in these two ways, monopolistic competition is a lot like perfect competition, but the thing that really differentiates it from that is that in perfect competition, whereas the products are all the same, that is, they sell commodities, in monopolistic competition, the firms sell products that are slightly different from each other or somewhat unique. Or at least consumers think they're unique anyway. So this gives those firms some price control. Okay, they have some control over the price they can charge because no one sells something exactly like what they sell. Examples of monopolistic competition might include something like delivery pizza. Okay, every pizza place sells the same thing. They sell pizza, right? But everybody's pizza is a little bit different. Some pizza is a little higher quality and some pizza is a little lower quality, and people prefer different kinds of pizza. Because monopolistically competitive firms sell something unique, at least a little bit, they face a downward sloping marginal revenue curve just like monopolies do. Hopefully you'll recognize this pattern from monopolies where you face a demand curve. Right? Monopolies can't just set any price they want and sell as many as they want. There's still a demand curve, and so here's our demand curve. Okay, and the marginal revenue curve slopes underneath that, and actually wherever this is going to be half of that. And in reality, this marginal revenue curve should actually extend down below here because it does become negative at this point. In other words, if the firm produces any more than this right here, if they produce over here, their total revenue will actually decrease. Okay, elsewhere on this graph, we have the marginal cost curve, which slopes up after sloping down a little bit. Okay, here's the marginal cost curve, and here's what we're gonna call the average total cost curve. Okay, this is just how many they make divided by, how much it costs to make everything total divided by how many they made. So notice, as marginal cost is low, average total cost sort of decreases, but then as marginal cost starts to slope upward, it slopes upward too. Okay, now part of this is really easy. You know that all businesses are going to set output where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. Okay, so that point happens to be here. They're not going to produce any more than that because they're going to earn this much extra from it, and it's going to cost them that much. So it doesn't make sense to make any more than this amount. But if they make this quantity, going up to the demand curve, that's the price they can charge. Now, notice something interesting here. This is the price they're going to charge, but it's also where the quantity meets the average total cost curve. So it's also the company's average total cost. So think about it this way. This company produces this many, and they charge $10 for each item, but it costs them $10 to make each item. What's their profit? Well, their profit is zero. Now, before you start to feel too badly for these people, I want to make sure that you understand that sort of the normal profits that anybody could expect to make in an industry are actually taken into account in average total cost. So in other words, if normally people earn a profit of 3%, investing in a monopolistically competitive industry, that 3% profit is already calculated as a cost. Okay, so it's added to the cost. So these people actually aren't earning zero profit literally. They are earning some profit. They're just not earning what we call economic profits. In short, that means they're doing about as well as you could expect. They couldn't do better by putting their money into some other investment, and nobody else could do any better by putting their money into this investment. When this is true, we say the industry, whatever industry this is in long-run equilibrium. Of course, things don't have to be like that. We could have a short-run equilibrium where the firm is actually earning economic losses. In this case, you'll see that the demand curve doesn't touch the average total cost curve. And whatever our quantity is, and this Q should slide over here a little bit, but we're going to produce where marginal revenue equals marginal cost right there. But we're going to charge a price where this quantity meets the demand curve over there. Unfortunately for this business, at that quantity, the average total cost is here, higher than the price. So this company is maybe they're able to charge $10 for their good, but it costs them $12 to make it. So this entire area here, this is economic loss. This company actually could do better, or some companies in this industry actually could do better by getting out of this industry and investing in a different one. As that happens, the companies that remain in the industry will see their demand curves shift this way, shift to the right until the demand curve lies tangent to the average total cost curve, and we're back in long-run equilibrium where price equals average total cost. The opposite happens when there's a short-run equilibrium in which monopolistically competitive firms are earning economic profits. Notice here the demand curve doesn't lie tangent to the average total cost curve. Instead, it actually is sort of to the right. It's a little higher than the previous demand curves. This business is going to set output where marginal cost and marginal revenue are the same, where they meet. So that's here, this quantity. But they're going to charge that price, okay, where the quantity intersects the demand curve. All right. But their average total cost is where the quantity meets the average total cost curve, which is actually lower than price. So this company is maybe charging $11 for their good, but it only costs them $10 to make it on average. And so this company is actually earning economic profits. This area is going to be their economic profits. Now, investors are going to see the economic profits that are happening in this industry and maybe invest in this industry a little bit and open new businesses. Well, as that happens, every firm's demand curve is going to move to the left because now there are more options, right? So people have more options than just going to this business. So the demand curve is going to shift over here until it's tangent again to the average total cost curve, and that's going to cause price and average total cost to be equal to each other, and we're going to be in long run equilibrium again.